All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is that time again. You know what it is. So let's get it.
Special operation.
We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building.
What is going on? There is like two. There's like two of me. I hear two of me. I have to turn that shit off. What's going on, you crazy sons of bitches? How in the hell are y'all doing on this fantastic Wednesday night? You guys know what time it is. It's time for, well, it's time for this. For this. It's time for this. Wait. You are still muted. You need to unmute. They was trying to hold
Rookie
you
mistake.
Back. Yeah, they're
Rookie
let's
mistake
hold you back from your
won't
greats.
happen again.
Okay, cool.
Won't happen again.
Cool.
Take two. Finally, PTA and R0B have come back to YouTube. Now, in today's episode of PTA and R0B,
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about two topics. The two topics are going to be those Rudy Poo candy asses that were cut from the team to give us some more cap space. And then we're going to talk about the possible candy asses, jabronis that could get traded from the team because they absolutely suck. Maybe.
Just a little bit.
Tonight is going to be an amazing show. So for you Rudy Poo candy asses that are in the lobby, that are in the chat, you better buckle up, grab your drink, your water, your beer, your little fritzer, grab your popcorn, your chips, your Doritos, or the nachos with the jalapenos, and get ready for the ass-kicking show of a lifetime. Because if you're not down with that, we got two.
No,
wait, that's not it.
No, that's not it.
That's not it.
No,
That's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it. That's not it. No. Okay. This is it. For the millions in attendance and for the million. No, that's not it either.
Wait. Let me give it a shot.
Go ahead.
Because I've been working on this since last week.
No, go. I think you could get it.
Okay, here we go.
Go.
Now let me tell you something, Mean Gene brother.
That's not it. That's not it either.
No?
That's not it. No.
Oh.
Hold on. This might be it. Cause it's the big slow.
No,
that's not it.
No,
that's not it.
Wait. I think this is it. I think this is it. I like to kick them. I like to bite them. I think they maybe bites them. I like to lick them and I like to stick them because I'm an ass.
That's a little bit too graphic for YouTube. That's a little bit too graphic. Hold on.
That's not it.
This is it. If you smell what PTA and R0B is cooking.
I can't do the eye thing, but
Yeah.
It's that. That's what it's time for, y'all. Rob, how the hell have you been, man?
I'm good, baby. How are you, baby?
Listen, life is better than I deserve. I cannot complain. We're doing pretty damn good. Before we get into the actual show, though.
You got to change the hat, bro. You can't wear that with the shirt.
Why can't I wear the hat with the shirt?
It just doesn't go.
But it's okay. Because whatever hat I'm wearing goes with the outfit. We're all right.
Yeah, but do you have? How about you put on that red and white Giants hat that's behind you?
No, because I got on this hat right here. This hat is good. This is a good hat. You see this hat? You see what it says?
What does it say?
Uh
USMC?
huh.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
United States Marine Corps retired.
This is the perfect hat right here. It's the perfect hat. Okay. Before we get into the actual
Cheers
show.
for that retirement.
Yeah. Thank you. Before we get into the actual show. Hold on a second. Let's show some love to my boy Gabe. Gabriel's in the channel. Don Vito's in the channel. Vire Ghetto Clown is here. All right. Vibes. My guy Eli is in the building. What's going on with you? And Bobby Powers. What's up, Bobby? Appreciate y'all for popping through. Now, before we get into the show, got a couple of quick, got some housekeeping to do, okay? So, first things first. This is, I said this before, right? I said this before in the past where I said that, you know, the live show was moving, right? So the live show moved to Twitch. I'm a part of the Twitch Sports Accelerator program still, right? Even though I haven't really done a whole lot of Sports Accelerator program stuff. But, you know, it was because we had been given an opportunity. Well, same thing, okay? Different situation. This show will be moving. This show will be moving to the BGN, okay? So the BGN is a great conglomerate of content creators from all over the country, okay? I want to say it actually started off as a Philadelphia Eagles situation, right? You know, it is what it is.
Sorry, I just threw my mouth a little
We all have to start somewhere. But they've become a conglomerate of content creators from all over the NFL, okay? You've got Cowboys fans in there. You've got Eagles fans in there. You've got Commanders fans, and that's such a weird-ass name. There's
that's going to take some time getting used to.
There's a 49ers cat in there. I believe there's even someone from the Browns in there. There's so many different content creators in BGN. So this show is going to move from my channel to BGN. Well, what happens to your channel when that happens? Because right now, your lazy ass is only doing these live streams on here. Well, here's what's going to happen. So the format of my channel is going to change very slightly. It's going to happen very, very slowly, okay? Because, Rob, have you made this announcement yet? Have you made the announcement? Have you made your announcement?
I have on Twitter.
You have? Okay, well, then why don't we just make the announcement here? You are currently looking at the two newest members of the Original Growth Network, OGN, baby. So here's the deal. This is what's going down. Hold on a second, because I think Will's in here. So let's get Will in here. We were gonna have Nikki Snacks, but instead we're gonna have my boy Will.
Look at that sexy son of a bitch.
My boy Will.
What's going on, boys?
What's up? What's up, baby?
What's going on,
Let
brother?
me be the first to verbally congratulate you on stepping up to the big show. That's really exciting. I didn't realize that. So
yes.
I'm very happy for both of you.
Yes. So OGN is a stream team from Twitch who has brought you some of the best streamers on the platform, okay? And this is not hyperbole. I'm not giving lip service to OGN simply because I'm a part of OGN. When I say that some very good content creators have gotten their start in OGN and moved on to become even bigger and better than they were before OGN pulled them in and taught them the way, okay? There are some great content creators that come out of OGN. So the fact that both of us were blessed enough to be given an opportunity to take our talents to two different spots now, right? Because we're going to be in two different spots.
It's better than South Beach.
No, it's better. We're going to be in two different spots now. Okay, you're gonna be able to see my stuff on Twitch when I get all my stuff fixed and I'm able to Twitch stream again, right? You're gonna be able to see my stuff on Twitch, which I will also put on somebody's angry somewhere in a car. It's okay, person in the car. You can watch Twitch on your mobile device while you're driving down the road. I wouldn't suggest doing it because you'll probably cause an accident or go to jail, and both things you don't want.
About that.
But I'm just saying, you can still watch it on your mobile device, maybe at a red light or in a parking lot. You know what I mean? But anyway. Okay. Full gamut. Hold on a second. Let's get him in here. Boom. And now
what's up, man?
and now the whole damn gang is here. So
Look at that sexy mustache.
So the fact.
Now hold on, we have to
I
have
don't
a
know about
serious.
that.
We have to have a serious conversation debate here. What is better looking, the mustache or the full beard?
It's the
from
full
PTA?
beard. It's the full beard. It's the
That's a
full
tough
beard.
It's
choice.
been
Well,
so
the full beard
long
is
since
bearded PTA.
Yeah, bearded
it's
PTA.
it's her own name now. I just want to say first off, thank you for inviting me on, man. My bad, I'm coming on a little bit late.
Nah, you
what up,
good.
R0B,
You good, brother?
Will? How you guys
wait,
doing?
Wait.
What's the topic right
hold on
now?
a second. Hold on a second. Well, the topic was making the announcement about the growth that myself and Rob are currently having. It's absolutely crazy and amazing. But I have another announcement. Okay, it's just an emergency announcement. Okay, I just got this news. We officially have the worst fucking person on the planet in our chat. The absolute worst person on the planet. That sorry son of a bitch, Billy Mays. What the fuck are you doing here, Billy Mays? Who told
Billy
you
Mays?
that you can show your stupid ass up here?
there's more.
But wait,
Sham,
I was about to
there's
say,
more.
isn't that the guy from the ShamWow
Go
commercials? And the
fuck
OxyClean?
yourself, Billy Mays. Go fuck yourself. Okay, anyway. We gotta get it out of the way, okay? I gotta give Billy Mays his introduction. So yeah, so that's the announcement, y'all. You know, some of my stuff from Twitch is going to end up on my YouTube channel. I will still be creating Giants videos on my YouTube channel. I will still probably come here occasionally and go live on this channel, but this channel will no longer be the live place to find me here in about maybe in about 3 to 4 weeks. YouTube's not going to be the place to find me live anymore. Because there's people that want to work with us and we're blessed to be given this opportunity. So there's that.
100%.
So here are our topics today for Will and Kush, because you guys just came in. So the first thing that we wanted to cover was the cuts for Kyle Rudolph and for
Gonna say for the Giants.
Kyle Rudolph and Devontae Booker.
Devontae Booker.
Yep.
Jesus Christ! I just said their names like 10 minutes ago. And then we're going to cover what possible trades could happen in regards to this team. I think we could talk about that for an hour in itself. Because there's so many different possibilities of moves that can be made just to help, you know, in terms of our salary cap, but also to make this roster better. So let's go ahead and start with the cuts. And being that this is Will's first time being on this channel, and one of his favorites is no longer playing for the New York Football Giants, I'm going to let him start. Go ahead, Will. Let us know how you're feeling right now. What do you think?
I was like, what do you mean by one of his favorites? I remember, that is technically, I guess.
It's technically one of his favorites.
If we're gonna talk about playing, you know, there's, you know, it defines how we want to say playing, because, you know, we can argue semantics and see how much that favorite has ever really played for the New York Giants. I mean, I usually like to listen to podcasts at like 1.8 speed. I feel like Kyle Rudolph was running at like, you know, 0.6 speed for most of last year.
0.3. He looks slow and old.
Look, when you sign a player, or when a team signs a player, it's not a good sign when fans are thinking, okay, how are we going to get out of this contract? And in both of these cases, you know, with these two guys who were released today, that was my initial reaction immediately in both cases. You know, Booker was, I think, a early in free agency overpay that, you know, he's in the middle of his career. It's not necessarily like Jonathan Stewart, but the way that they signed him so early in free agency did have a similarity there. And Kyle Rudolph was a guy who was given more money than the Vikings had just saved by cutting him. And the Vikings had just drafted Irv Smith, and he kind of was there. Evan Ingram, the more athletic option. So it was a very similar role. And the Giants were paying Rudolph more than the Vikings were in a year where the Giants didn't really have the expectations that the Vikings had. The whole thing didn't really make a lot of sense. And I, you know, if I were more inclined to dig up receipts, I could point to instances early, before last season started, where I said, look, these are both really 1-year deals, and it's, you know, the dead money in next year is essentially just tack it onto this year and think of it as a $7.51 million deal for Rudolph, or and in Booker's case, I think it was like a $4 million 1 year deal for him. These were both inevitable cuts. I think Booker really ran hard for us, and I think the Giants got the most out of an RB2 as they could have from that situation. I see. Am I still going? Because okay. You guys are all just listening very well.
Listen. Listen. I'm first and foremost. I've been trying to get you here for forever, Will. So talk. And unfortunately, right? The initial time that I was trying to get you here, I was hoping that we were going to fight, right? But now you're family, and so
wait. What would have that been about?
Oh,
what's that?
Because at the time, right? At the time, I was still drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, at the time, I was still drinking the Kool-Aid. I was still saying about how, hey man, like we could work with this roster. This could work. These things could happen. I was still kind of in that space that we all were as a Giants fan, and Will wasn't. And so at the time, all Will and I did was go back and forth on Twitter. Like that's all we did. And so I was like, you know what, man? Why don't you come on my channel?
We did.
We pretty much argued about Saquon.
Well, that might have been what we did with each other, but I was saying like I made memes that didn't include you too.
I mean, no, you did. And then by chance we met at FanFest, and that changed everything.
When I met Hub as well, we met at
FanFest, yeah.
Great
and changed everything.
And I think we saw. I'm not sure if we saw each other again in Week 18 or not, actually. But FanFest, yeah.
I don't think I saw you Week 18. Week 18, I had an interesting tailgate experience.
Yes, you
did. I briefly saw Pest.
I saw you at Week 18, and then you went to another tailgate, and we never saw you again. I figured you got drunk as shit. I was like, hey, as long as somebody gets him home, we're good. I said the same thing about Snacks, because Snacks was wasted.
He was gone before the game began.
Snacks was wasted.
There was someone in my party who.
I think we all had to be under the influence this past year to watch games.
Snacks was wet. I walk up, and the first thing Snacks does is hands me a shot of Captain Morgan, and I'm like, ugh.
My favorite moment from last year was when Will posted a video of him going nah 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 nah. Fucking Edelman's out there with his suit on, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so someone just memed me as Pam. I'm doing like the Creed nod when he's talking about the old man smell. If you're familiar with that from The Office, like I know exactly the smell they're talking about. He talks about, like, the beans that he crushes up in his office.
No, you know what? No, you know what's funny, man, is one of my least favorite memes that Will did. Oh my God! He put his face on the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the white dress that she wore at the Met Gala, and he put his face on it and said like trade the running back or something like that.
That was the dress that said like eat the rich.
Yeah, like eat the tax the rich or whatever. But it wasn't so much the fact that it was Will wearing a dress. It was the face that he was making as he was wearing the dress that made me uncomfortable. I was just like, bro, you gotta stop posting this. You gotta stop posting this, Will. It should make me uncomfortable. What's going on, Tosh? How you doing? Okay, so all right, Kush, man. How are you feeling about these cuts, man? What was your reaction when it happened? What are your thoughts?
So, I mean, reaction when it happened, I don't think anybody should be surprised. From the moment Joe Shane said we got to free up $40 million, I started thinking about guys that we could cut, and these two were definitely in there. I'm actually surprised that we didn't cut Riley Dixon first, because I thought he would have been the first guy to go, considering what he's being paid as a punter. Then you got Rudolph, then you got Booker. I was thinking to myself, I'm going to throw Logan Ryan in that pile as well. I don't know if they get him out of here or not. We'll see if they do that. I'm gonna throw.
Riley's got $5 million, right? That he's owed, right? He's like a $5 million. We can free up like $5 million.
I don't know the exact number. I just know that he's paid too much for a punter.
Yeah,
and for a punter, his caliber as well. He's not bad. He's just inconsistent.
Yeah, he's not. He's. Oh man, you always gotta cross your fingers whenever he comes on the field to punt the ball off. It's just like, please, God, just let this go 40 yards. Just let it go 40. I'll take 40 yards right now. And he punts it and it goes 15.
There's even
like,
a couple of guys I guess you could count as maybe surprise cuts, but I could see it happening, right? And I'm just thinking to small contracts for now, right? We're not even talking about Bradbury, Martinez yet, and potentially Saquon, but Hey, I don't know. Darius Slaying could be out of here because I think that's Darius Slaying would be about 2 to 3 million freed up if he's out of here. Same thing for Julian Love. I think, although I do think we should keep Love. He's pretty good tool in the back there.
Very versatile player. Playing safety, corner.
Yeah.
I know Will's happy about the Saquon talks. I know he's all happy about that.
How do you guys feel? How much truth? How much truth do you guys think there is in that? Because it seems so split.
We're gonna get there because we're going to talk about trades. We're going to get there. Let's get through this topic first, and this is the reason why we have 2 topics, because this next topic is going to take forever. We might be here longer than an hour. So yeah. Let's
the one name I do want to add that hasn't come up, and the first time I heard the name of our new general manager, the first thing that came to mind was like Joe Shane Zimenez, and
you know what? Yeah, get him out of here, bro.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he has very much left.
O'Shane, you think O'Shane's
he's definitely
going?
a cap casualty for sure.
What's up, Pest?
You think O'Shane's going?
Yeah.
Why would they keep him?
100%.
Honestly, let's run down the depth chart right now. So Lorenzo, I don't know if he's back, but he's technically not on it because he's a free agent, right?
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking about Zimenez.
Because after them two, we got Aziz, we have Trent Harris, we have Quincy Roche, Ellerson Smith, who still hasn't hit the field yet.
Question on Roche is, we signed him, but we would have to re-sign him because we don't have him on a long-term deal, correct?
No, he was a rookie. It's actually pretty much exactly the same thing as the Caden Smith contract.
Yeah.
He was picked up as waivers, so basically the Giants have the right to the contract that the Steelers had him at from drafting him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then Pest, that's
on the contract then.
Yeah, Pest, that's 4 players right there before the draft, and I know we're gonna draft at least 1 edge rusher, make it 5, and maybe we sign some type of rotation. You have an edge rushing room without Lorenzo and without O'Shane. In terms of production, we'll see how it goes, come fall and whatnot. But you have guys there.
All right.
I would be okay with them keeping though Zoe, because I think with Wink Martindale, when you look at some of the guys that he's had to work with and stuff like that, Ellerson's, Elvis Dumerville, obviously Terrell Suggs when he was there, Ome. Look what Ome did this year. I mean, a freak athlete, super fast, super big.
Owe?
Ome or Owe, or I don't know how you pronounce it. Even as far as 2 years ago when he had Matthew Judon, who just stepped in and everybody thought he really wasn't going to be a good player, came out and had a phenomenal year. I think that with the
Patriots,
with the Patriots, and then how we got the contract was he had a decent year.
His contract year.
Because I do want to speak. I do want to speak on Wink and his edge rushing production in general. Because I don't know if you guys know Wink Raven, but Raven is a friend of the channel. He's probably the biggest Ravens content creator out there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude is huge on YouTube.
Yep,
he also does general NFL stuff.
Yeah.
Me and him go back and forth, and like I say, he's just a great dude to work with. I recommend any of y'all get to talk to him if you can. But as soon as we hired Don Wink Martindale, I was like, I got to get Ink Raven on the channel. I got to talk to him, pick his brain about Wink. And we spent a good amount of time talking about edge rushers specifically. And he said one thing that suffered under the Ravens defense was their edge rushing production because of the way Wink ran it. You look at guys like Matt Judon as a great example. He didn't do that great in Baltimore, but he goes to New England and is stupendous. You look at one of the Smith brothers, didn't do that good in Baltimore, goes to Green Bay, is amazing. There was somebody, Yannick Ngakoue. He was in Baltimore for a hot minute as well, goes to the Raiders, just had a great year next to Max Crosby. And he said he's not sure if that's going to repeat with the Giants or not, but one thing we should keep our eye on is Leonard Williams, because they didn't have a Leonard Williams in Baltimore to clog up the middle. So maybe he's saying, basically the idea he was trying to give me was be wary of edge rushing production under Wink, but he's trying to give me a little bit of hope by saying because we have Leonard Williams up the middle, maybe it wouldn't be the same thing. I just want to put that out there.
I would view Leonard Williams the same thing as Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell can clog up
not
the
at this
middle
point in his
Baltimore.
career, because I brought up Calais Campbell as well. He said Calais Campbell is not what anybody thinks he is at this point in his career in Baltimore. He's not that guy.
No.
Leonard Williams is actually a top 5 player at his position. Calais Campbell is not that anymore.
You can't compare Leonard Williams to Calais Campbell. You can't.
I was looking size and power wise, but
it
seems like Calais is a big, powerful guy.
But production wise, Big Cat's better. It's just reality of it, and that's not homerism. It's just the truth. Big Cat's better.
No, I'd agree. I mean, and I'm somebody who who still who still would say I do not enjoy watching Leonard Williams, and it's partially because of the trade and the mistakes and the bad process of getting him here. And I think that has as much to do with the need to shed salary as any move. And even with my inclination to point to another specific move as being more of a foundation and root of these problems. But yeah, I think I wouldn't necessarily say Leonard's a top 5 player, but Leonard is a big time defensive player that offensive have to game plan around. And I don't know if the Ravens really had that kind of guy up front.
Listen, and we may have it twice, even with Dexter Lawrence too. Like, we have Dex on the opposite side as well that maybe could potentially benefit from this as well. It's going to be interesting.
Because I'm going to be honest, I actually think that Dexter might even be playing that 0 or that 1 technique, and Leonard Williams might not even be in the middle.
I think Dexter can play nose tackle. I really do. I think that he can play.
I also do.
I don't see why they didn't rotate him a little bit in last year and put him at the nose. Now, and I get it. Austin Johnson really was playing well last year. I mean, he had an underrated year where I thought
Danny wasn't.
Danny was a shell of himself. I don't know where he was, but Austin Johnson.
I don't even know if shell of himself is the correct term, because was he ever good?
He was good in Cleveland, and when he went to New England, he was good. But
he was a
everybody
good
goes
run
to New
stopper.
England is good.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, like,
I'll say this about the Dexter Lawrence thing, though, right? I agree with both of y'all completely. I think Dexter can play nose tackle. I don't know if I want him to because of the fact that he's so big. He's a mismatch at the position that he is at. So I'm like, obviously, if we don't find anybody to plug and play a nose tackle, then yeah, sure, have him there. But I feel like it's an advantage having him where he is.
Okay, cool. Well, you know what? I think that because we're getting ready to hit the 30-minute mark, so let's go ahead and move into the main topic, the meat and the potatoes of this evening. And I'm going to start with Rob. You are looking at this roster. Mm-hmm. You have to make one move with a player. Okay. Mm-hmm. Which player is it? And what are you doing?
I mean, it's really a tough decision for me, to be honest.
It's just your first move. And I'm not saying it's your only move. This is your first move. What are you doing?
I would have to say with my
business. We're open for business. What are you doing?
With me personally, if I had to, I'm getting rid of KG. I don't want KG on the roster. I don't. I was happy when we brought him in. I was ecstatic. 6'4". We hadn't had a big wide receiver like that since Plexico Burris. But I look at the production last year. I think Colin Johnson could play. I think if given a full offseason and an opportunity, he's 6'6". I think the guy can potentially be molded into a decent player. But I just don't like KG's attitude. I get that we were struggling last year. But to give up on plays,
they can see your guys' text. By the way, I just want you to know that there ain't no secrets here. So the stuff you saying in text is popping up here because
it's not like it's anything nefarious.
Because I don't hide shit. I don't hide shit here.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But KG would be the guy that I would look for a trade. I think we could. Yeah, we're going to eat money from him. I think we could probably get a second round, maybe a second and a fifth or something like that. Or maybe do second and a player or something like that. I feel like just his size, his value, how young he is would hold some type of merit. There are a lot of teams out there that are a wide receiver away from maybe making, like Jacksonville could potentially use a big time wide receiver with a young quarterback. You could even look at a team like Las Vegas. Who, they need a big time wide receiver to go, with Derek Carr. They have, Josh McDaniels there, so he could definitely probably utilize him in a lot of different ways and maneuver him around the field. And that would be a player for me, just from giving up on plays, health wise, just don't want that in the locker room. And I just think it'd be better for both him and for the Giants to move on, bite the bullet. Hey, it was a bad sign. It was a bad stretch. And I think they only did it because Allen Robinson got tagged. I think Allen Robinson was who they wanted, and they needed to get a wide receiver for DJ, and they said, let's go get this guy. So that would be my first move.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Chris Peace. My guy Chris is in the building. What's going on with you, Chris? Thoughts about making Barkley a wideout or Ingram a wideout instead of tight end?
Nah.
What? No. No.
He could, though. He's got the skill set to do it, but no.
Yeah, I don't think we make Barkley a wideout. I think we could put Barkley in the slot sometimes.
I personally think Ingram's he's gonna get tagged.
You think they're
Really?
franchise tag Ingram?
I think that would be a terrible move, though.
I agree. I don't want him, but I think he gets tagged because and I know it's a little bit off topic, Pest, but me and Pest were talking about it last week. I think it would be cheaper for us to sign Peppers coming off of an injury
That's right.
to
You
a
did
one-year
say that
deal
ridiculous bullshit last
than
week.
signing Evan Ingram to a 1-year deal because you
But
have
here's the
some
thing, though,
leeway
right?
with Peppers, though.
With the tag, isn't it the average of the top 5 salaries at the position or something like that?
I
He's
believe
not
so.
worth close to that. Evan Ingram even top 15 at his position?
I think from an athletic standpoint, I believe so.
No, we're not asking that though. We're saying is he top 15 at his position in general? He's
Hold on a
not.
second.
But this is what I'll say. This is what I'll
Wait. Will,
Damn it, Pest!
Is Evan Ingram top 15 in his position, Will? Let's ask Will.
There's gotta be a no, man.
I've had Ingram's back, his entire career. I think 15's around right for Ingram. So I don't know if he could be a little better. He could be a little worse. I think his athleticism, the way that defenses have to think about where he's going to be on the field, by definition, puts him above some guys who are much better blockers.
Agreed.
But I do think he comes up short in the blocking. Although he's gotten better in the blocking, he holds blocks a lot better than he did in 2018, 2019. I think he's a fringe top 15 player is what I'd.
All right, so then let me ask this question to both Rob and Will. Then, should a fringe top 15 player get the franchise tag, which is a top 5 salary average?
There we go.
So, well,
And
I'll go
there we
first if you
go.
don't mind.
Please.
When you look at the position, so say we don't bring in Evan Ingram and we don't re-sign him, you're gonna have to look at a
The
tight
draft.
end in the draft. More than likely, it'll be free agency as well. And the guys that I could see as far as top tier players, right? You have Mike Gesicki, Max Williams, David Njoku, and then you have Ozuma, who's from Cincinnati. Now, those guys are going to be high-ticket
Don't count
items.
out Dawson Knox also.
Dawson Knox,
obviously,
Dawson Knox, that's
protection.
another one. So that's another one. Now, I would say that Dawson Knox, let me say this, Mike Gesicki, David Njoku, and I would say Ozuma, I think have a very, very high ceiling, so they're going to demand some high money. The guys that
We
I
could
would say
eliminate
that are,
some of those guys too, because like Ozuma's probably gonna go back to the Bengals.
more than likely, I would say the two likely scenarios would be Knox and it would be Max Williams. Would be the two guys that I would say would be level playing field for us. Now, the question is when I look at those skilled positions as far as what they're capable of compared to Evan Ingram and what they would cost as opposed to having Evan Ingram. And then I look at it from the perspective is Dawson Knox, yes, is coming from Buffalo, so he would know the type of offense and the way that, the Dabes wants to run it. But I look at it from an aspect of how much am I going to pay for him? How much am I going to pay for Max? And can I get Evan Ingram for cheaper? The other thing, too, is Daniel Jones is not the only one that has been suffering from multiple offensive coordinators, multiple offensive line coaches. It's also Evan Ingram among guys like Saquon Barkley and the wide receivers. There's constant different moving. Now, the quarterback gets a little bit more leeway because it's the quarterback. He's a skill position guy. So, but he's also been a part of that. And you haven't had a stable running game. You have not had the ability to work in play action, which if you watch a lot of the tape, Evan Ingram is best when it comes from the play action, dump offs, stuff like that. He's really, really good with that. So quick little blocks and then get him on the release. That's where he really did well. When you look at the 2020 season where everybody hated him, or was it the 21? Yeah, it was 2020.
It was 2020 because that's
we dropped
really
the ball
where
from Philadelphia.
he had his worst case of hands in 2020.
Exactly. But at the same point, that offense was in shambles. No Slayton, no Shepard, no Barkley, was completely decimated, and he was really the only weapon that was available. There was nobody really to back him up. Now, good players step up when they need be. So if that was George Kittle or if that was Zach Ertz or something like that, yeah, you could argue that like they would step up and play ball. But he didn't at that point in time. I think if you can get him into a system where actually people can evaluate his skill set and utilize him the proper way, maybe. And I think that it would be more likely for us to tag him, and I think it would be cheaper than signing a guy. And we could sign Jabril Peppers to a cheap 1-year prove-it deal because he's coming off of an injury, because I think he would be a good guy to keep around as well. But it's a tough scenario. I agree we'll have to draft one, but more than likely it's going to be like Dawson Knox, or I personally think it would be Max Williams is who they would bring in.
So I got two things, right? The first one would be I got to ask why you say more than likely we'd go free agency when this draft is very stacked at tight end. You could find a starting tight end or somebody that could develop into a starting tight end all the way into the 4th round with the way big boards are ranking these guys. And two, I agree with you. The offense affects everybody. The quarterback gets more leeway. He also gets more blame as well. I mean, it's literally split down the middle with Daniel Jones. You see dudes loving him, defending him against everything. You see people hating on him and like blaming everything on him. So yeah, it affects Jones, it affects the receivers, it affects Evan Ingram as well. But how much of that do you say affects just his catching a bit? Like that's the main problem with Evan Ingram, right? Is just catching the football. And you made the point saying good players do step up. I agree with that, but good players, the examples you then used were like the elite players at the position, George Kittle, Zach Ertz and stuff. Like good players. Who's a guy that's like number 8, number 9 tight end that's not a George Kittle? They would also catch the ball, right? That's just the issue here. In addition to the injuries as well, let's not forget Ingram also has his injury issues on top of all of that.
When he's
but whichever one you want to respond to first, or if Will you want to hop in here, whether it's the draft or the second point.
A few things to say because I think my backlog of questions yet to answer is getting a little filled. One name that I just want to throw out in terms of comparisons to Ingram, whose body and physical type seems the most similar to Ingram, is Darren Waller, and he's obviously offered his team a lot more production than Ingram's ever been able to do. And like some of the points you made, I think it's a lot deeper than just the player himself. I think Ingram with the Raiders would have probably had more success, and Waller with the Giants would have probably had less success. To the extent would they be completely flipped? Probably not, but I think that they would be a little closer together. But to back up and kind of answer Ingram and then answer this one move that I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what I'd want to do. I want to kind of ask one question beforehand and say something that I fundamentally believe and see if you guys all believe it as well. I think every single move this offseason has to be made with 2023 in mind.
Sure.
Do you guys all agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I'm about it. Sure. Yeah.
And that's basically what I felt and what I felt going into 2018. And I would almost actually say that I would even feel more strongly about it now than I did then, because I was so lukewarm about Odell because Odell was my favorite player, but I didn't think he fit the direction the team should be going. So I think, if that's the case, Ingram offers more than just what he does on the field. If Shepard's going to be gone, he would be the next in line as the longest tenured Giant. If Ingram's gone, then it comes down to the 2018 draft class and Riley Dixon essentially, and they could pretty much all be gone. And we could go into a world next year where our longest tenured Giant is Daniel Jones and Dexter Lawrence, which is kind of crazy to think about. And I do think having that tenure and having those guys who actually have been through some of the bad times and who the Giants mean something more than just my current employer, is important. But that being said, I don't really see, and I've been trying to talk myself into it for a long time, I don't really see how Ingram on the roster in 2022 helps the team down the road in 2023 and beyond. So my personal respect for the guy, I think off of the field, he couldn't have been a better Giant. And I think, the juxtaposition of how Ingram handled being booed and how Ingram handled criticism by saying like, look, these fans want to win. If I were playing better, they'd be treating me better. Like, the class and the accountability that he showed, I think it compares very favorably to the first round pick from the following year, who said, stay on that side of the fence, which is exactly what he stayed last year before his very disappointing year where he frankly didn't live up to his contract. But even with all that said, I think just moving on from Ingram is what has to be done. And to Rob's point about Peppers, I don't see a future with Peppers on the Giants. I think it was really hard for Peppers to find snaps and to fit into the defense with McKinney and Logan Ryan. And unless we can move Logan Ryan, which means realistically a team has to eat a significant portion of his salary, which I don't think many teams want to do. I think we bite the bullet. We keep Ryan for this year. We cut him going into next year, and we continue to wash the mess away. The basically flimsy foundation that's been added to something that should have been just cleaned up from a long time ago. So that's kind of where I feel about Ingram. I think, like I said, I think the world of him. I think, I hate the way that fans have treated him. I think that he deserves a lot. I think the 2020 Giants wouldn't have been as good without him as they would have been. I know people said, if he weren't on the team, they would have beaten Philly. Nonsense. Nobody else is gonna even get open enough for Jones to be able to throw a ball, I think, on that last play of the game. That nobody else has Ingram's athleticism. So, I don't blame him for some of for some of the crap he's gone through. And I'll let anybody else jump in. Otherwise, I'll take the Pest's original question of what move I wanted to make.
So yes, Will, go ahead and tell me what move you want to make, but it can't be Saquon. It cannot be Saquon. We already know. We already know. Okay, we already know what you're gonna do with Saquon, so we don't need to talk about that.
So I will.
So then, who do you want to pass it to then?
No, I will just say, I'm involved with a charity in New York City, and I just got home from a meeting, planning an event, and this wasn't my idea at all. I found out about this at the meeting, but they decided this year, after in the past doing hoodies and cell phone charging blocks, portable chargers as giveaways. This year they're just doing, to make it more cost effective, a hot pretzel. And I had nothing to do with that, but I started cracking up. But
get off my goddamn channel, Will. Get your ass out of here.
Is there a Pepsi involved? Is there a Pepsi involved?
Is it a medium?
There is neither a Pepsi.
It should be. You should find a way to get just a small bottle of Pepsi involved.
Get him out.
I could.
Like the little
or a
party,
can.
like the little bottles.
Yeah, exactly. Or the miniature cans.
Little mini can of Pepsi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Will.
If I'm gonna have to come up with a move outside of that, I would probably say, obviously you got to look at Bradbury, and nobody wants to get rid of Bradbury, but Bradbury, the money that can be saved is too good to pass up. And I think if you're looking at that with Bradbury and the dead money that that would still be left. And I think the conversation, I do want to just say, I think the conversation about dead money is a little bit overrated, because, regardless of what's specifically designated to somebody, if you're paying somebody, you're paying somebody. Like last year, I consider the money that went to Nate Solder essentially dead money, even though he was on the roster. It's not classified as that, but basically the Giants couldn't get out of that sunk cost. Mm-hmm. And I think, with this Bradbury situation, it's tough, because he's as good of a player as we've had on defense. He's as good of a acquisition as we've had in the last 4 years, but he doesn't fit. I feel like what the Giants have done in 3 of the last 4 years, I think 2020 was the one exception, is essentially they're like, people who take selfies and suck in their gut and, do everything, or flex and, try to do everything to make themselves look as much as they can.
Hey, don't describe Pest now. Don't describe Pest on his own show.
Were you watching me earlier? Like, what's going on here? Because
but the
it's
point
not
is,
fair.
It's not sustainable. It's like, you can't all hold, your guts, eventually you're going to have to, and that's what the Giants did last year with Rudolph's contract, with Jackson's contract, with Galladay's contract, with Leonard Williams' contract, with Logan Ryan's contract. They spent as little as possible in 2021. They said, okay, we'll figure it out down the road. And, this goes a lot deeper. I think a lot of why they were doing that is because the Giants wanted to give fans some glimmer of hope, even if it wasn't necessarily,
I agree with that.
bare bones. If you're looking at the full picture, you know, made with the right way. And I think it's it's hard to have a locker room where you have guys who are coming in knowing that even if they're doing things right, they're going to have to be on the way out just because the GM's not doing his job. I think that's a really, really destructive locker room. So I hope the Giants do what they what they should have really done in 2018 or even in 2016, you could even say, and just get caught up on their bills. So that could be Bradbury for the highest bidder, unless he takes a pay cut. That very likely is going to be Blake Martinez too, because I think Blake was a specific fit with Patrick Graham. I think we talked about Lorenzo Carter. I think both Blake and Carter are going to be on the Raiders this year. We'll see if we'll see if that ends up, but I think that makes a world of sense for both of those. So I just want the Giants to be in a situation going into next year where they can add to make their team better, and they're not adding in a position where fans are going to be like, and when I say fans, I mean the most concerned fans with some externalities, because I don't think there's anything wrong with just looking how does this guy make us better. That's exciting. Everything else is not what I'm paid to do. But some fans are a little sicker in the head, like this guy, and I think if we're in a situation where I can see these guys building together, getting better together, and being able to be here for a playoff win and coming back, that's where the Giants need to be. And it just there's what I said this before the other day. Joe Shane has some really tough decisions to make, because Dave Gettleman ran away from even making easy decisions if they didn't make him better immediately, and that's where we're at.
I mean, I agree with that. And to kind of piggyback off of what you just said, Will, is I think that going into next year, we should have the cornerstones or a good set on the cornerstones on the young guys from last draft that we just had and this draft. I think we need to be leaning on guys like Andrew Thomas, Azeez Ojulari, maybe the two guys that we take from this draft, and Xavier McKinney, and Dexter Lawrence, and we should be leading on those guys to be the cornerstones to the point when we get to free agency, it's basically kind of like just almost like a plug and play at that point with that free agent of saying, hey, this is the missing piece that we have, and we're just fitting this in at this point in time, kind of like what players do or teams do, say, hey, we're a quarterback away or we're a running back away, like they're saying the Buffalo Bills are, so that they can get Saquon Barkley or whatever the case may be. Like, I want us to not necessarily have to rely on free agency to make the team good. I want it to be at a point like where we're good and we're competitive, and we just need a little bit of an extra boost at this specific position, and that's where we're looking. I don't want free agency to be the spot where we're like, man, we really need to dive in free agency. We really need to do this, because a lot of the teams now, when you look at teams like the Bengals and stuff like that, when they added guys, they had a good team around them that they built from the draft, but they filled in with some guys in certain positions that really kind of bridge that gap. And so I agree with you 100% with that. Is I want them to be competitive, but I want them to make smart decisions. And from conversations, way that I've heard, Dave's talk, because that's what he wants to be called, so I'll call him Dave's. I think that I like what we have, and I'm bought into what they want to do at this point.
So, do any of you watch the TV show Billions?
No,
never heard of it.
That's something that rich people sit around and watch, apparently, because I ain't never heard of it.
I can't remember to watch on my last time I watched
it's
TV.
It's on Showtime. It's with Brody from
Showtime.
Homeland and with
Only
Paul
rich
Giamatti.
people have Showtime.
Showtime?
No, I'm kidding.
What are you talking about? Showtime with Eddie Murphy and Robert De Niro?
No, we're talking about
no.
we're Showtime. No, we're talking about Showtime at the Apollo. It's Showtime at the Apollo.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm not talking about the Showtime who wore number 15. But
right. Go ahead, Will.
I'll use a bit of a different metaphor, I guess, and I'm trying to come up with something that that makes sense. But the Giants are in a desperate place where they know they need to shed salary, and Giants fans, all four of us know this. Everybody who's watching this knows this. our families probably know this. You know, if casual fans know this, every other GM in the league knows this too. And I'm just saying this right now. Don't go into some of these trades and expect to be reasonably compensated, because everybody wants to, everybody knows that the Giants aren't in position to, dig their feet down and wait for the best offer, as Gettleman would say, wait for somebody to call us. No, we have to make those calls to get rid of some of these things. So we need to be resigned and ready and accepting of the fact that on paper, some of the trades that are going to be announced look terrible. And that's okay. And that's I think, what our goals, where our goals are, don't necessarily match up with what a financially healthy, functionally run organization's goals should be. And I think, that doesn't mean that Shane and Dave's are incompetent by any stretch. It just means that you got to go backwards to go forward sometimes. You got to kind of rev the engines before we start going full speed. So I'm we're talking about a third and a fifth for Bradbury. It could be even less for that. I have very bearish expectations on whatever the trade return for Barkley is going to end up being, if in fact we end up doing that. I think that question only comes down to, are the Giants willing to eat the embarrassment of potentially getting humiliated with a trade? And I think they should. Obviously the current executives have no skin in the game there, but it's tough. The Giants could have to give up draft capital to get somebody to eat that $7 million, and that's what I think the Giants need to do. Because like we agreed, a few minutes ago, every move has to be about 2023. And it's really hard to see how keeping some of these guys, even if they have the potential to be really impactful, good players, makes the Giants better in 2023.
So that's a good time to get into the second topic there, PTA, with trades.
Yeah. I have a question though. Kush, are you at the 8-minute mark?
At the what minute mark?
The 8-minute mark?
What does that mean, bro?
You have 8 minutes left, right?
6.
6 minutes left.
It's
okay.
9:24.
All right, cool. Is BBS gonna be over
Jack
there?
Bauer over here.
Is BBS gonna be there, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, he should be. He's the one hosting it. It's on his channel tonight.
Yeah.
He hasn't sent me the link yet either, so don't worry. He always sends the link like about 30 seconds before the show starts.
I was getting ready to say, because we're gonna probably have to continue this conversation on your channel.
I'm good with that. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm cool with it. I'll let you know when he sends me the link, and then I'll just forward it to you.
So listen, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, first and foremost, because I'm sorry, chat. We got a lot. We have a lot to cover. But I want to give shout outs to Nate Talks Football. What's going on, Nate? I see Word 21 is in the building. I believe I gave a shout out to Mark Verities. I don't know how you say it, Verities, but Mark. Hope you're doing good. So here's what we'll do then. Will, wait a minute. How many people can Kush fit in this house?
You talking about like in the StreamYard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can fit everybody here.
Okay. Is everybody cool with moving over to Kush's stream here in like the next 5 minutes?
Like I said, I'll let you know when I get the link. Yeah, and I'll just swing it to everybody. I follow all of you guys on Twitter anyway.
I'll hop in for a little bit. I don't know how much time I have.
I was getting ready to say, because here's the deal. We're at an hour here. And I feel like we all still have thoughts that we want to get out, right?
Absolutely.
I think it'll be really great for us to move over to Kush and Kid Blue's stream. Why am I brain farting people's names?
I know words are tough.
Words are hard right now for me.
English is hard.
But I think it'd be great for us to continue this conversation on the Young Guns. I don't think anybody even does this, so we're probably the first people to do this. To say, hey, we're having a conversation and we're gonna move channels. So
and I'll hang out in the StreamYard here until we get the link and we could chop it up and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm cool with
that.
I'm gonna be here until I get the link too. So we're just all here. We might as well just continue the conversation like right now. Like, let's just continue.
Will, so how did I know?
Are you going to end the Pest, or can I ask you the question?
Will, how did I know? I like it. I like the idea. Wait, what were you saying, Rob?
You were saying my idea that I texted you?
Yes, that's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Well, what I was gonna ask you the question, Pest, because we were gonna get on the topic of you.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me. I didn't get to respond to the question yet. The one that you and Will answered.
Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Can you restate the question though? What was it? My first move as general manager or something?
This is your first move. You have to make a move regarding a player.
So like today, March 2nd.
Right now. Now, you have to make a decision about a player. Okay? It's not.
Don't just stand there, bust a move.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go Bradbury. But Will already answered with Bradbury. R0. Rob said Ingram. I guess the only player
KG.
left would
KG.
Oh no, yeah. You said KG, which I would love to somehow get out of that contract. The only person left, I guess, will be Martinez, but I don't know. Nobody can. I doubt somebody's gonna trade for him off an ACL. That would be super surprising to me if anybody trades for that man off an ACL. So it would be a post June 1st cut, I think. But then that's now March 2nd now, is it? So you know what, bro? I'm gonna fast forward a couple months and I'm gonna say, we trade Daniel Jones on draft night, and we take Malik Willis with the 37th overall pick, and we just full send this thing with the new regime. That's what I'll say.
I just got a headache.
Listen,
wow.
I didn't say take him with one of the firsts. I said take him with the second.
We shouldn't be drafting any quarterback for this
in
draft.
my opinion, right? In my opinion,
wow.
I agree with you. Listen, I've been a
quarterbacks
proponent.
to me that makes sense. We're going to be bringing him in. Mitch and Chad Henne. Those two
I've been a proponent of like this idea for a while now, which is we keep Daniel Jones, using him as the bridge, and just get the new quarterback next year, whether it's by draft, trade, free agency.
So,
however, like I said, I'm mixing it up because Will took my answer, so I'm mixing it up. But I do think Malik Willis has potential. I'm not on the maybe on the Giants. I think he'll be great on a team like the Steelers or even like Tampa Bay or something.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I am not a fan of Kenny Pickett, man.
Wait, Pest, what's up?
I'm sorry. Is fucking BBS watching us?
Why? I just got the link. I mean, like, it's time to get the link, so that's why he probably just sent it.
Because he just sent me the link. I have it too. I have
Max, what's up, baby?
What up, Max?
Let me send it to Will and Rob.
You never responded, Max.
Okay, cool. And then,
Will,
and then,
your eyes got big when I said Chad Henne. Did you like that?
I just found that interesting. Obviously, I think you're looking at the connection between Henne and Kafka.
Correct.
But I actually went to the Chiefs Steelers wild card game, and I got tickets like half an hour before it started, and I ended up getting in second row right behind the bench, and I was just kind of like watching Henne pace back and forth and like chatting with Kafka. I was actually spending most of my time watching Spags and DeAndre Baker, who were both like DeAndre Baker was just crowd watching the entire game, which I thought was pretty funny, but I'd forgotten that Henne was even in the league, and I think that the drop off between Mahomes and Henne is huge. It's an interesting idea. I think he's probably a future coach, and Davis Webb kind of has that role, and I don't know if he's like athletic enough to be a QB2 at this point in his career, but that's not something.
Won a playoff game a year ago.
That's
on
right.
one of the best teams in the NFL, though.
And he ran for a first down. I'm just putting it out there.
Eli Manning has a rushing touchdown in his career.
Rocked, but he got the first down.
No, actually, Eli Manning has 2 rushing touchdowns in his career.
It's more than that, because let's see, Eli. I remember he got week 1 in 2008. I remember that was my the first game I watched.
Week 2 in 2017.
Week 2 in 17 against the Lions.
It was week 2 in 17 was against the Bucks.
No, that's week 2 and 17 was against the Lions. So
it was week 4 against the Bucks. I think it was the week after the Philadelphia game or the week before. One out of the two. They were right after each other.
Yeah. No, that's right. Right in the right side. And then he got the one. I think he got the one in London, right, against the Dolphins too.
Yeah.
My only concern
I will.
is
I don't mean to interrupt you. I will say though, I gotta pop over now since I got the link. I'm gonna do the intro over there. And I just sent Rob and Will the link, so if you guys are free, definitely pop in. But let me go over there to do the intro and stuff.
Yeah. So listen, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Okay. Everybody needs to take your ass over to Kid Blue's channel, please.
I'll hop out now, and I'll try to join as soon as I can.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks
cool.
for having me on, and to everyone who's joined, appreciate you. I heard some names of people I've talked with in Spaces. Miss you guys during the season. Can't wait to wrap some football soon.
Hell yeah, we appreciate you. We'll see you in a second.
Did you get the link?
I don't have the link yet. I'll make sure you get it. Don't worry about it. Okay, cool. So listen, we're going to shut this bad boy down. Take your ass over to BBS's channel, Kid Blue, okay? And I'm going to answer the question, and it involves Saquon Barkley. That's all I'm going to say. So listen, we're going to close this bad boy up. We'll see you guys here in about 2 minutes over at Kid Blue's channel. So for R0B, I'm Pest The Analyst. We're going to get the hell out of here and go talk somewhere else. We'll see you over there. Y'all take care, and deuces. Hit the end button.